Hello, Todd Bog here with Breaking the Stream, and welcome to a new Let's Play in Conquest of Elysium 5. For those of you that watched my first playthrough, it was with the Cloud Lords until the world ended. Definitely check it out. It's only 3 videos long, but we got at least a basic feel of the faction, and I definitely will revisit them in the future. I think we'll probably take a look at it, but we did the Kobold King playthrough as a stream, so you can watch that. A little under 7 hours, and you'll be able to see an entire playthrough from start to finish. And we did end up pulling out a victory in that one, though it was pretty hairy right there in the middle for sure. So definitely check that out. We definitely saw a lot of what that had to offer as well, and as came upon some of the strategies that you need to do as a Kobold King. But today we're going to go ahead and we're going to run as a Scourge Lord. So we're going to do our usual settings, which is a large map, random society, and then all of these are basic, except we're going to turn on battle reports. So this will be a nice little feature, and you're going to see what that does here. So a couple things for those of you who are watching this and have not watched my other videos. The series will be beginner friendly. I'm going to go through and explain things. So for those of you who are veterans and have seen my videos, or just veterans of the series, it will be a little slow at first, and I apologize to you, but I feel it's important for a game, especially since it's newly launched, provide something for people to learn based on the class that they want to play. So between the 3 videos, or the 3 series that I've done for the new races here, and all the series I've done for the Conquest of Elysium 4, they have something that they can jump in and play. So it's and kind of watch and learn, as it were, along with me sometimes, because sometimes I'm learning as well. Alright, so what we do is we typically do about 6 AI players. You can do up to 16 total, but I figure this is a good mix. It lets each AI have a little room to breathe and a chance to grow. Sometimes they still die pretty quickly, but this is a way to do it. We'll hit random because we want to choose our class. And like I said, we're going to go with the Scourge Lord. So the Scourge Lord is the undisputed ruler of the land, and it is he who determines which people should be allowed to live and which will be drained of their life to fuel our power. So we drain life force from vegetation and living beings in the immediate surroundings, but for powerful rituals, much more life force is needed, and great pillars or pyramids can be built that extract that. So the rituals are powerful, can be used to summon and control beasts, teleport entire armies, or to further enhance the might of the Scourge Lord and his heralds. Will not share his power, so there can only be one master, but there will be a bunch of heralds, if I get my way. And only if a lord becomes king will he allow his heralds to advance in power and become Scourge Lords. Ooh, so yeah, there's always one top dog, and then a bunch of apprentices. So we get life force by collecting construction, or collected by constructing sites of power. Sites of power destroy the surrounding lands. The Lord and Herald can use life force to perform rituals. They require vegetation or living beings nearby to cast combat spells, and can easily appoint new heralds. So that's what we're going to run. So they're one of the few factions, and I'm trying to think of any other faction that can create a brand new structure. I know the Dryad Queen can create her base structure. We'll go ahead and name ourselves Toddbug. And that's us, our little hat. We're ready to go. And we also get a unique music track as well. So I only did the very basics. I loaded up a game because I needed to see some of their spells to help out people on the forums. But I can get a chic. Okay, we'll figure out what that is. So this is our Scourge Lord here. As you can see, this is us. We are the Scourge Lord. We have life force spellcasting, range 4. So basically, things have to be within range, and you'll see what that looks like on the battlefield, in order for me to drain them and then use to cast my spells here. And we got some pretty interesting spells here. Finger of Death, nice. So yeah, that's us. We've got hit points, strength, morale, XP, all these stats. The key ones to look at are hit points and armor are the 2 main stats that you're going to look at here for the most part. Morale and magic resistance come in at certain points, but they're usually so similar and amongst your army that you really don't have a reason to look at magic resistance to make a differentiation between what to recruit, and we'll see what that means. Armor is important because any incoming damage is reduced by the armor value before dealing damage to the unit, and every attack has a die, basically 1 to 3 damage, so it rolls a d3, and that's the damage I do. And if I had like an armor point, then it's d3, and then we'd subtract 1. And as you can see, that can really cause the damage output to really decrease. And then if you go up to 2, you can have 3 armor is typically a high armor value to have, but you can also supplement with shields and stuff. We've got spells because we're a spellcaster. Level 2 means I get level 2 spells, and I can cast either 1 level 2 or I can cast 2 of the level 1 spells. So it's just depending on what we need. And then, yeah, right now the stars represent the ones I have memorized because you can only have 3. So these are the 3 I'll cast. Dehydration is not getting cast right now, and I think I'm okay with that right now. So you'll see all the spells have range, and the weapons have range as well. Typically 1 for melee weapons and then higher for ranged weapons. This is my Scourge Herald. He's like my apprentice. You see he has 2 armor. Better armored here, and he also has a shield which blocks 0 to 1 damage, so it's a 50-50 chance to block a damage, but it blocks 0 to 2 on a or for a bow, sling, or ranged weapon essentially. So but he's only a level 1 caster, so he knows fear and dehydration, so we're going to cast both of those. But he hits harder, and he's got this Dark Blessing, which right now is just morale +1 but can improve, and there's some really cool powers in that improvement here. Do you have? Yeah, you have the Dark Blessing as well. So then we've got our normal troops. So we've got Desert Warriors, which are our bowmen. They're 5 hit points, and armor is 0. They do 1 to 3 and 1 to 6. Now they all have strength. Strength has a base value, and that informs some of what the damage is here. All that matters is modifiers to strength, and it can be used as a way to break free of some enchantments. It's also what you use to resist some of the spells that we do cast. But in this case, it usually doesn't matter what your base strength is. Your damage is going to be what your damage is. And then if you add a 1 to strength, it adds 1 to damage. So it's kind of a neat thing. There's our Herald. And then these are the Camel Riders. So they're fast, so they'll move faster on the battlefield. And they have desert moves, so they can move across the desert a little quicker. They also have bows, but they have broadswords for 1 to 7 damage. When you see a +1 like this, it adds to the top number, so it goes 1 to 7, not 1 to 6 +1. It's 1 to 7 in this case. They do it like that because if you change the weapon, the +1 stays, but whatever the weapon does in damage will be different, and you can click on it to see. Clicking on things is definitely recommended because it tells you all the things with the tooltips there. And so, and then if you ever want to see commands in various places, you can try the hitting the question mark key, and that can help. So those are our basic troops, and we're in our fortifications here, which is a citadel. All right, and then lastly we got our special powers. So this is where we use our life force. We can construct a pillar of power. It costs us iron and gold, so we're going to want to find some iron early on. And then we use life force and gold to appoint heralds, which allows us to actually summon a new herald. So let's see, abuse ordinary. Oh, okay. Looks like we may have to turn one of our troops into a herald, but that's fine. That's definitely desirable. And then he just constructs pillars of power right now. So yeah, at this juncture, there's no reason not to take our entire army, so we're going to do that. Transfer them all under. I'm going to leave 2 behind to defend the walls, because you lose in 2 ways. You lose all your leaders that you currently have, or you lose all your citadels, which if you hit the I key, will show you it's listed with these crowns. So if you have one of these, that'll give you your... that's a citadel, so you'll lose immediately when you don't own any. But that shows you where you can recruit. So, and then recruit-wise, this is what we get. These are standard fare: spearman, swordsman, archer, crossbowman, and heavy infantry. You'll see a lot of armies that can recruit these. Your spearmen are just got a little shield to protect them, but they do 1 to 4 damage. Your swordsmen do 1 to 6 damage instead, but they also have an armor. So your swordsmen cost iron as a result. Then you got your archers. They are just like our little guys, for sure. The Desert Warriors, but the Desert Warriors have the desert move, which is very useful. So crossbowmen are better archers, but they only fire every other round, so their shots hit a little harder, which is good. Heavy infantry are well armored. They've got 2 armor plus the large shield, 0 to 2 for regular and 0 to 4 against range. However, they're slow, and I'll show you what that means. Basically, they are harder to move around the tactical map, but they're really good for certain things. Catapults, of course, are for sieging, and we'll show that off when it comes up. And then we have the Desert Rider and Camel Riders, and then the Sheik here is our captain. He's another leader that we can hire that can lead armies and such, but we don't have the gold for it right now. So, and finally up here is our income. So we're getting 3 life force energy from this pillar of power. I wonder if it tells you why it does it. It doesn't. 5 gold, and we don't have any iron. We do have trade though, so we want to turn on our trade where we can buy, and basically it says 10 to 10, but it's basically 1 to 1. So for every point of trade, I spend 1 gold to get a thing of choice. So in this case, I spend a gold, I get an iron. If I get a second trade, I can spend 2 gold and get 2 iron. You don't get a choice. You do all or you do nothing. So, so that's pretty much what we got going there. So, so at this point, we're gonna go ahead and take our army and we're gonna move out because we need to take out more things to get more income. So that we can then get bigger armies and get more things. That's the loop. So we got Bandits and Slingers. These guys are pretty simple. They're weak, but they all have bows or slings, so they can do some damage before we get to the front, but we'll kill them pretty easily. So let's take advantage of our action points. See, I have 3. Moving across terrain is 1, unless it has a special thing, which is the lake is 2. The boots, as you can see, movement cost, and then mountains are 3. So your slow troops are only 2 action points instead of 3, so they'll actually prevent you from using all 3 action points when you're leading them. But I think that's all we need to do for this round. So we're going to hit end turn, which is either by clicking this or hitting the Y. So I'm going to hit Y here. And there's keyboard commands for everything. And then this is what the battle report does. So for those of you who are new to CoE5 and maybe haven't played with the battle reports, instead of watching all the battles, which is what the standard is, where every battle that happens you get to watch in real time, you actually can just do the battle reports. So you can hit the view to see it, which we're going to do just to show it off. Stats, which tells you what happened. So in this case, we didn't lose anything and we killed everything. And this is really cool. This is from the Dominion series. And then you can hit go to go to the map battle, which is really helpful if you need to figure out where a battle happened, because it used to be very hard to tell where some of these battles happened. Happened to me in my Kobold King playthrough if you guys watched the stream. So in this case, let's view it. And so this is standard. I've paused it. At standard speed, it goes real slow, but essentially it does everything you see. So these guys are fast. They move the 2 squares. These guys only move 1 because they're slow. So these guys will get to the front lines a lot quicker. And now we're shooting. And it's based on initiative. So our initiative is 2 with the bows. Theirs are 2 as well. And then it just randomly determines who's shooting next. So as you can see, all the ranged is on the same initiative. So it's just random. Then we do our casting. We cast Fear, but it didn't work. That's fine. And then since we all have bows and they all have bows, well, we won because we have better bows. So there you go. Now, if we were to view it, we could speed it up. If you just wanted to see what happened, it allows you to go through a little quicker, and then you can always pause it if you get to a certain point or if something happened. It's a great way to learn kind of what the game is doing. If you need to figure that out. So this is good. Captain and Spearman on a coal mine. It provides 1 gold and 1 iron, and so we want to take that for ourselves. But it takes 2 action points to get on there, so we're just going to go straight there. All right, we got a haunted city. So this is undead defending a city, and the undead are pretty weak. You can see they've got a lot of modifiers, though, basically because they're undead. They don't care about cold or poison, for instance. They've got being undead can be banished and take double damage from holy attacks. Sleep immunity, charm immunity, never heals though. Pierce resistant, shield, as we said, banishable, mindless, lifeless, and amphibian. So, but overall, they just hit for 1 to 4. They have 4 hit points, and they take half damage from essentially bows and such, or spears. You got these guys who are also pierce resistant. They're just clumsy. It's this one. So they miss half of their attacks. And they have 10 hit points. This is the big guy because he has life drain. So he has 20 hit points and an armor. So we're doing less damage to him. And then when we do damage him, he attacks and can restore that. So this guy will be really tough to kill. And will be the reason we're going to avoid this city for a little bit until we do a few more recruits. But so that's cool. But if we take it, we get access to a haunted city. I guess it's not as good as a regular city. Normally your regular cities have like 4 gold income and some other benefits. But it is a monster lair, so we will be getting undead out of there. And I'll show you what that means later. But let's go to the end here. We can see the stats. We killed all 3 of their troops, Captain, Spearman, and Archer. So we'll see what that looks like. Again, you'll see a bunch of bows go off and kill them. So nice and easy. Lake Troll, I don't want to deal with. This guy has regeneration, which means 5% of its hit points are returned to its every battle or every battle round. So it's got 1 armor, 47 hit points. So roughly 2 to 3 hit points returned every turn. But it continues to regenerate even after death as well. So it's something to be concerned about for sure. But it's a wandering troop. We'll kind of bypass it here. And we're just basically going around and exploring while we earn resources so we can eventually use these. So what did we need to construct pillars of... Oh, we need iron. Lots of iron. So we're getting 2 return essentially right now. So the early rounds, you're going to just basically be exploring, taking what you can, and avoiding getting killed. It's a balance. Just knowing what you can fight and what you need to fight is important. Like getting this ghoul here might not be a bad idea. We'll go here just to do the exploration, because this graveyard will produce undead that will just roam and eventually do things like the troll just did right here, which is take your stuff. You'll have to go back and recapture. But by having it tagged, it won't do that to you. So you'll see what that means here in just a sec. So we can see we lost a desert. Oh no, we killed a ghoul, and the desert warrior was responsible. Very nice. No need to watch that battle. Now this is an old battlefield. There's a lot of guys here, but it's a beneficial thing for, say, necromancers or other things that need corpses. So we'll go here. Now we went from we only had 1 action point left, but we went onto a space that required 2. So it will take it from your next round's action. And if it takes more than a full round action, like let's say I were to jump on this ancient forest and I only had 1 action point, it would take 2 of them off and things like that. And if you you can get yourself where you can't move the next turn because it took too many action points. So end turn, stupid troll. If that troll wanders into my home, we're dead. Got another sheik. So now it's snow. Every movement or action point cost is increased by 1 with snow. Does it tell you? Yep. Snow covered. Movement cost increased by 1. So, and this right here is an ancient forest, which will basically create animals every so many turns, and those will roam around and take things just like the troll did. So, so at this point, we're gonna just murder this. Oh, they were overrun. So we were an overpowering force, and as such, it didn't even need to do combat. It just gave it to us. And this, so this is a monster lair. All the different things as you see there, and it's got a ballista. So that's a siege weapon. So we can't take this. The ballista will shoot 7 times before the battle even starts, and could definitely devastate our forces. So, all right. Well. Another reason why the white is going to be tough to kill for us is because our spells doesn't affect lifeless beings. So we can't just finger a death them. Weakness can't work on them. So we'd have to shadow form ourselves. Dehydration doesn't affect the undead either. So yeah, we're basically going to be at the mercy of our normal attacks. And because he drains life, I don't know if we'll be able to get enough attacks onto him in order to make that stick. And he doesn't get feared. Well, he could be feared, but it's not a good chance. So, all right. So we're just going to move here. And we just need to go and get our mine back. Coal mine. So this right here took 4 movement points, so you'll see I went from 3, and I'll start with 2 in this next round. But I can't do a recruit, so let's go ahead and get ourselves... Let's see. We're going to get ourselves some Desert Warriors here. They're too versatile. Alright, so we're back to spring, so I'll take this. This is still snow-covered, so that's going to, again, put me at 2 action points here, so because we only had 2 to start with. Everything else looks good. Alright, we got a Sheik for 50. Alright, what's my best bet here? We're going to come up to this snow-covered area and just kind of explore the rest of near our house. I should probably kill that lake troll because I have that Finger of Death spell. That should make it a little easier. And now you'll see while it's cold, lakes will freeze over. However, if you're on them and the lake warms up and turns into a normal lake, anybody who is an amphibious will drown. So you'll see that most often when you spawn a bunch of random animals. So, all right, the Baron had been eliminated, slain by Independence. So that may or may not be good for us because this game is still early, just released. There is something called Antpocalypse that people have been talking about. If you get a chance to check it out, it's pretty interesting. I think it's hilarious, but it is tough if you run against it yourself. And we got an enemy commander. Not great. Barbarians are tough. There's 18 of the little guys. He's got himself a scroll of Hades' journey, so that'll let you go to Hades. That's interesting. But yeah, so these guys just are tough. They're berserkers, so they'll fight until they're dead. So when they get hit, then they will basically be able to take damage up to 20% less, or negative 20% for their hit points. So they're doing 1 to 8 damage each. They all have shields. These are archers. So yeah, that's a pretty sturdy fight. I think our casters will more than make up for it, but we will definitely lose some troops for sure. So we might want to go and pick up some troops. Alright, we got a strange portal. Interesting. I don't know where that one would go. Alright, well, we're going to be safe, so let's just do this. We're going to go pick up some troops here. And then we'll have enough if we want to fight the barbarians we can. Might not be a bad idea at this juncture. Yeah, you go ahead and attack the souls. Do some cleaning up for me. Alright. Old battlefield. Oh, that's why you wanted it. Alright. Let's do a transfer. We're going to grab everybody here. I can't do any recruits right now, right? And that troll is, of course, hanging out there. Alright, let's kill the troll first, because this thing needs to go. And we'll see how that went. Alright, let's view the battle first, and then we can view the stats. So yeah, luckily our spells worked there. So as you can see the stats here, he killed himself technically because of afflictions and stuff like that. So that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So we'll move back here, and we're just going to wait a turn because I don't want him getting around us somehow. He's at 16 units, so he took some losses from those souls. Or do I move forward to try and catch him? No, we'll wait. Okay. Spacebar will cause your troops to wait. And so now we can go ahead and recruit some melee troops up front. Could go with the Camel Riders. They're pretty nice. At the 9 hit points, they hit pretty hard, and they have the bow. And I think that's what we'll do. You only get 3 of them, but... Oh, I don't have the gold. Ah, because of this winter. Yeah. Okay. Well, so be it. We'll come and kill the deer, and we'll try and chase down our barbarian friend. Battle in the tundra. So that's pretty easy. We killed the deer. or 3 deer. So we don't need to see that one, but yep, there he is. All right. So this one will be a battle we'll want to watch. The Demonologist has been eliminated by Frederick the Barbarian. Okay, so Frederick's got himself another army out there somewhere. This is Hrodebert, the Mounted Chief. We'll go and take your map. Let's just do that to make sure there's nothing hiding from us. Alright, so this is what we got arrayed against each other, and with our spell casting we'll easily come through. Alright, so we can go ahead and do a recruit of Camel Riders, and we'll hit the next turn. Alright, and we eliminated him, so kind of a spoiler there, but let's review the battle here. So he looks like he's at 0 hit points, so he can take 1 to 2 more points of damage before he actually goes down. And as you can see, they hit hard and have eliminated my Camel Riders fairly quickly there. So, but we did manage to eliminate the Barbarian player, so now we've lost a number of enemy opponents pretty quickly, which is why we take the number that we do. So we're down to 3 opponents now. And at this point, we're down to an army of archers. Not necessarily a bad thing. We're going to go and try and take advantage of wherever the barbarian came from and take his stuff. So, and we should have, we've got plenty of life force now. We've got the iron, so we should probably set up a pillar of power. So we'll probably do that somewhere up here. Probably right here makes sense, but we'll go ahead and end our turn in just a sec. Nothing else to see there. And should be spring, but we're still in snow. So use special power. We'll construct a pillar of power. Oh, I need 25 gold. Okay. Is that a different force? Nope. Okay. Guessing this is going to be a better spot actually to do it. Just have a great born moose to worry about here, but it does take a while. So yeah, having your resources in snow is not good for you because they usually will give you less income. So if you hit I, snow reduces income by 50%, and since this is perpetually in snow, I'm not getting the full benefit as I would get from a more temperate climate. Let's go ahead and construct that pillar of power. Alright, so this has given us 15 now because it's got more life near it, which is good. So this is only giving us 4 because I don't know what's given 4 before, but we'll have to figure out the math on that later. And Nafim, use special power. So I should probably do that with him, although I could learn another lesser ritual. What do you have? Pillar of power. You could save up on a point of herald. That may not be a bad idea, so we'll take a look at that. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Bumper harvest. An assassin's available, so not bad. Moose are pretty nasty right now for us because they have 33 hit points and they trample, so they'll knock into our units. So even if we had a front line, they would get to our archers pretty quick. So I don't want to deal with moose right now, so we're just going to go and explore some more. We have the Camel Riders defending. Not really much else we can do at this point. Something took my coal mine again, it looks like, because I'm not getting any iron, so probably some undead this time. Lots of undead, so I'm guessing we're in the Fallen Empires era. So there's the different eras we selected random. The different eras do different things in the world map. So some eras will have castles, others will have capitals, which can be up to 4 squares big, things like that. And then this is the post-Empire era, so the Empire has fallen, and undead have overrun the capital. So it's kind of a neat little flavor piece for sure. So Ooh, giant spider. So these guys do poison, which is armor negating and does damage over time instead of all at once, but just a hardy little guy, but a little guy nonetheless, so nothing to worry about there. Yeah, we're in the peak of our gold making season, which is unfortunately affected more and more by snow than in other areas because the snow starts to creep in. Okay. I wonder why we can see that. So you usually need like a vision type thing, but I don't think we have that to see some animals in the forest. Otherwise, you can get ambushed by them. So this may not be a bad spot for another pillar. So Notham, let's go ahead and construct it. I need the iron. One short. All right, we're gonna hit space and we're gonna see what happens when we construct a pillar near an ancient forest. All right, so Notham. Okay, it ate the nearby forest, but we're getting 15 out of that. 6 boars, huh? We could take 6 boars. Probably shouldn't right now, but we do have enough. We don't have enough gold for the appoint herald, so we'll just have to wait till we get to that 100 gold or 30 gold. So we got our pillar. It's making its power. This is making its power for now, till those stupid animals take it. But we'll see. Okay. So it is a bit slower for us than I would see for other commanders right now because we're up in the snow area. It's never a good spot for most armies. The dwarves don't care because they have snow walk. Kobolds, I guess, don't really care either. Yeah, so Mountain King and 5 undead. So the Mountain King's the leader here in the center. And 5 undead spawned because of this city down here. So we're going to go ahead. And what we will do is we're going to go ahead and use our special power to appoint a herald. Okay, good. You don't turn one of your troops into it. You just you bring them in. So now we got Nadim, who's got Bolt of Unlife, which is can reanimate beings into undead, which is cool. And then Shadow Form. So we're going to add him to our list. More importantly, since he has 18 hit points and 2 armor, he's pretty sturdy and will be in the center. And what can he do? He can appoint... Oh, no, that's me. Nadim. Construct Pillars of Power. It looks like that's a standard. Let's go ahead and get Dark Bonds. Herald binds the wills of some miners with dark magic. The least scrupulous of the miners is given a dark blessing and appointed as taskmaster. The mine will double its produce, max +3 and +3, as long as the taskmaster remains in the mine. Okay. So we might need to do that for our coal mine. That might be a good thing to return and do. As you can see, they're starting to spawn undead everywhere. That's not good. Let's see. Yeah, we're good with that. So I turned on the warning just in case I accidentally hit the end turn button because it can be habitual. Uh-oh. 3 imps. Okay, we can murder imps. Imps are just tiny little guys that apparently have gotten into some scraps already. But they have 7 hit points and hit for 1 to 4, so no casting or anything. They do fly, so they move fast, but let's get rid of them before they become a problem for us. Alright, spring is here. We got a Sheik or a hero, and there's been a battle. So let's view this battle just so you can see how fast they move. So they're moving 2, 3 because they're flyers. Whereas our fast troops only move 2, but as you can see, we turned them into a Solus here. The Solus is not good for us to take along with us, though, because as you can see, oh yeah, I guess you can't see it right now, but they are slow, so they basically will slow us down. I guess we can take them 1 square for now, because we're already at 2 anyway, so we'll just head down here. And here. Alright, tons of animals. That's great. Alright. I think we need to move back home to get more troops, because we're not finding anything out here. But yeah, now you can see Nadim has a gray action point. No, I don't. See, that's why I got the warning on. Has a gray action point. So at this point, we're going to leave our little ghoul behind. So we'll stay there and defend that square until something else changes. But yeah, something took our stuff here. These guys keep getting closer and closer to my stuff. Alright. And then we've got a wandering group of Obakamano that are threatening to do something nasty there, so yeah, so we're gonna head home. We'll grab this from the snakes first. There's only 3 ghouls here. We might try to do the old battlefields. The old battlefields, sometimes when you take them over, will give you a magic item. So we'll just hit the stats. We murdered snakes. Snakes are pretty easy, as you can imagine, compared to other things in the battlefield. The Mound King is concerning. Alright, so we'll look at the stats. We lost 3 Desert Warriors because there was a Wraith, so let's look at what that looks like. So the Wraith was hidden, unfortunately. He has that Drain Life, which can keep him alive, and he has 26 hit points, so so we hit him with a spell that didn't work. And as you can see, he's turning our troops into undead. One thing he is ethereal, so ethereal units are missed 3/4 of the time. In other words, you only hit 1 in 4 times when you shoot or attack him. And so he used that to good effect there. So it did eliminate some of our forces, which is unfortunate. But now I'm curious what's here. 40 gold, so we'll be able to do another recruit action soon. Captain. Alright. We can murder these guys. Now, these guys are tough. This guy's got 25 hit points and hits for 1 to 11 damage. This guy does 1 to 11 and hits for, or has 12 hit points and 2 armor. So these 3 are going to be problematic, but I think we'll cut them down between our spells and our archery. So, and we got to get rid of them. We got to get rid of those guys too. So, and we got to retake our stuff. We're just losing too much gold now. Oh, we got dwarves. Dwarves are tough. Dwarves are also weird in this one, so... Alright, we murdered them all without taking any losses, like I thought. Let's see what that looks like here. We move up. So these guys are just trashed here, these goblins. They really don't have much. And as you can see, we're draining the life from people as we cast our spells, so he lost some hit points. He lost some hit points as well. 706 damage. That definitely killed that gobbo. But now they're going against our heralds here, who are our best troops, for sure. What are you affected by? Weakened. Okay, so you're doing less damage. Alright, we're going to speed this up a little. So they almost killed my heralds, which would not have been good for us. So it's good that we're going to take some time. Nafim took temporary insanity, unfortunately. So he is unable to move right now. So let me do that for you. Will not move until insanity passes. So that's the only affliction that heals by itself. All other afflictions do not. So, like, I can take them, but with where he's at in hit points, I think I'd rather just go here for now. Let's do a recruit. More Desert Warriors or Camel Riders. I mean, the other option I was thinking about is, what, Spearmen? They have 6 hit points each, so you get 30 hit points out of that versus 27, but you get more versatility with the thing. So yes, we'll go with the versatility. And the thematic anyways, right? So we'll grab the Camel Riders, and we'll probably transfer a couple of the bow guys. Not you, we'll do the one with the affliction. He's got loss an eye, so he misses 20% of his attacks anyways. So, okay, and Nafim, you're stuck, so we'll hit Y. Alright, dwarves. Did they destroy my pillar? Or did I not build a pillar over there? I forget. I don't think I built a pillar there, so. Alright, so we're going to attack them. That is our intention here. Nafim is still crazy, so we'll let him be. But let's use our special power here. If we get up to 800, we get to the grand ritual, but we'll just do this. So Call of the Pillar. Oh, we can transport ourselves to any known pillar of power. That is awesome. Is it himself? Himself. Okay, not your army. That's important to an important distinction sometimes with these. Let's do that. Scourge Summons. Okay. So I can summon some stuff now. We'll try some of that out here. For the time being, though, let's crush the undead here. And all right, battle in the tundra. So we'll just go ahead and view it. So you can see the archery was less effective because of their resistance to piercing, but since these guys have slashing, that doesn't really matter as much. So very cool. Alright, if you ever want to see the battle reports again, hit the M key or go to messages and you'll be able to pull it up again. What I wanted to check is, you see, because they're all armed differently, they're listed as separate items. So this guy had a spear and shield, sword, just a spear and a bow, so they were just different types. Alright. And we're ambushed, probably by spirits. When you're ambushed, you don't get to choose, or you don't have your standard deployment, so you're at more of a risk for sure. So, Nafim is still crazy. Alright. So let's view what that looks like. So what we have are a couple shades, which are ethereal, which is otherwise that makes them stealthy in this case. Otherwise they're nothing too crazy, so the ethereal is going to be a factor, and that's what killed that guy there, unfortunately. So, but we got our village back, so we're up on our golden production again. Let's go ahead and use our special power here. Scourge Summon. And now we got some jackals, so that is really cool. Hyena feels the presence of dead here, which can be used for certain things. So channels the life force drain from the world to summon one or a few of the beings of manifest destruction. So let's take a look at what the jackals do. So they got 9 hit points. That's really good. They sense the dead, which is why the jackals were telling me, and they do 1 to 6 damage on a bite. So perfect fodder for a front line. If you hit the transfer, this is what it looks like now. So my archers will be able to do a lot more. So that's really cool. And Nafim is still crazy. So anyways, we'll go ahead and call it here. So we've got our first summons off. We've got plenty of our life force power right now, although we need 800 to get to the level 3. So we'll probably utilize that some more here to beef up this army, and then we'll probably use it to take out the haunted city here so that we can stop getting undead. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The battle reports do seem to be a nice thing for sure, especially if you've got a number of armies out there. And as you see in later in the game, there's definitely a lot of battles that go on. So with that, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.